What up, bro? Oh, look at you all with your gamer on.
See, Rose, can you hear me? I gotta turn you up, buddy.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
There we go.
You
Now
okay?
you're hot.
Hot as in like, I love that. I love that, dude. You
Hey,
know
man,
what?
let me tell you something. I miss you here in LA. We need you. You're in Vegas. Come on.
Well, dude, I got another 9 days here. What's the longest you've ever spent in Las Vegas?
I'd never go to Las Vegas. I'm not a Vegas guy.
You're not?
Nah. I get in too much trouble, I think. I think I spent like a weekend there. That's about it.
I know. So prior to this, the longest I ever spent, we shot Best Damn here for a week, like in 2005, and that was nuts. I think I'm still paying for that one. But this is over 2 weeks I'm going to be in Vegas.
You're not like going out doing crazy stuff. So
No. Not at all. I mean, Michelle was here with Brady and his buddy. They leave today. So we just, we went out to a couple nice dinners. Michelle and I hit the tables a little bit, but that was it. With COVID right now, I got to kind of keep it under wraps. I don't want to bring the production down, if you know what I mean.
Did you win any money?
Last night I did a little bit, but still clawing my way back.
The boys are at a casino in Philly. They hit me up last night. They said, it's tasty here. There's a lot of money to be won.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I saw Jake placing his bet. I saw him working. All right, let's get to it here. We're going to start with the Yankees. I know we've talked a lot about them, but when you have won 12 in a row for the first time since 1961, you deserve to be talked about. And so that was the year they beat the Cincinnati Reds in the World Series. Give me a percentage chance that our boys at the company are going to be celebrating another World Series championship in 2021.
Can I give you some reasons why I like the team before I give you my percentage?
Sure. Go for it.
The reason I'm feeling the Yankees right now, I like who they've been beating, Chris. White Sox, the Braves, Boston. If you go before this streak, they even they swept the series in Seattle. So these, and then Oakland last night. These are good freaking teams they're beating. The Yankees are playing really good ball. They're on Giancarlo Stanton's back, which I love when he's hot because it shuts everybody up about him. But with that being said, even though I love how good they're playing right now, I think they're getting hot at maybe the wrong time.
I love that one.
Okay. We all know, like, playoffs come around. It's who's hot. So not saying they couldn't get hot again. Might be premature with the hotness here. I'll give them like a 10% chance.
Yeah.
There's other teams ahead of them, man, like the Brewers, the Giants, the Dodgers. The NL is going to be a beast. And then guess what? Even though they've gone whatever they've gone, let me see. I have it up right here. In the last 20, they've gone 17-3. So you're like, dude, they're going to make up a bunch of games in their division. Nope. 16-4 for Tampa. So, like, there's some good teams. So I'll give a 10% chance. I love what they're doing. They need to do this again at the end of the season.
Yeah, I would say 8%. People will be like, only 8%. Y'all don't know how hard it is to make a run through that tournament. And particularly if you have to be a wild card, play the extra game, could throw your pitching off. Maybe Garrett Cole has to start that game. You just don't know.
Yeah.
So
Garrett Cole has to start that game.
Yes, he has to start that game, unquestionably. The only question would be is if they had a must win on, say, a Saturday or a Sunday,
sure,
and his turn is up in the rotation, then he couldn't start the game, right? That's the only reason I say that. Not because he wouldn't be the choice, but he might not be able to be the choice.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah. So, 8% is still, in my opinion, that's heavy. That's heavy odds when you consider all the other teams. One of these American League teams could get steaming hot. They could. The White Sox have the ability. The A's have the ability. They haven't in recent years, but they could. And you never know. Boston, now that Sale's back, whom we'll get to momentarily, it's possible. By the way, one interesting thing. So I looked up 1961. What do you think the winning share per player was? Now, remember, they didn't have rounds of the playoffs then. It was just you go straight to the World Series. So what do you think a winning player got?
There was just the playoffs. There's just one team from each.
Because remember, back then there were no divisions. It was the American League.
Chris, I wasn't 18 years old in 61 like you were.
Neither was I, weirdo. Stop talking shit to me this early in the morning.
I have no idea what was happening in 61.
Just give a guess what a player made for a winning share of the World Series.
You're making me think it was a light, 10 grand.
$7,389.
And now it's like 100 grand or something like that.
Last year was over $400,000 per winning share for the Dodgers.
Guess how much playoff share I got in my career?
As much as I did?
Yeah. We got a little bit of bump for winning the division in 2010, but that was it.
Why didn't you get more?
Because I never played in the playoffs, bro. I was in Minnesota. You want to rub it in, salt in my wound?
No. Wait a second. You just said I got a little bit of a bump in 2010. What was that for?
Winning the division. But I was a scrub. I was on the playoff roster.
Oh, you weren't on the roster. But you were still on the team. You didn't get a full share?
They didn't win. They got swept by the Yankees, bro. We didn't win anything.
Oh, my bad. All right, let's move on.
Dude.
Let's move on to a team that won it all. Dodgers get the sweep in San Diego. Max Scherzer, unbelievable. 7 2/3 scoreless. He is unbeaten since the trade. Now, if you hit the rewind button, on the day of the trade, we all thought he was going to San Diego early. He ends up getting traded late to the Dodgers. Since that time, the Dodgers are 19-5. The Padres are 8-16. Is that a mere coincidence or not?
Well, obviously, I think the Padres would have a better record than whatever you just said. But I don't think it's all because of they missed out on Max Scherzer. They've lost 12 of their last 14 games, Chris, and they've only hit 182 in the span. So the hitting hasn't been there. They hit .090 against the Dodgers this series.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. They hit 90? Like, they just haven't hit. Scherzer, sure, you want a guy like that, and they were obviously in on Trey Turner as well. That would have helped them out offensively. Scherzer's been great for the Dodgers, but this Padres team, they need more than that, dude. They need to hit. Like, they have an offense that shouldn't stop. It's stopped right now. It's come to a screeching halt. And I don't know if that's because we're in August. Sometimes it gets tired. This is a team I do look for, though. So I'll give some love to Padres fans. This is a team I think will turn it around. I think they will get hot in September. And I think they will make a run at it. This is not over for them, but they got to get the bats going. I think that's probably more of the reason for them on this slide than not getting Max Scherzer. Although, mentally – seeing that Kenny Rosenthal tweet and being like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't get him. Oh, the Dodgers got him and Turner. That hurts psychologically. But they got to hit.
All right. So when I was thinking about this question, part of the reason I thought about it was the discussion I had with Mike Yastrzemski this week of the Giants. I asked him what it was like when they found out they were getting Chris Bryant right before the trade deadline. And he said the place went nuts.
Yeah.
He said we were high-fiving in the clubhouse. It was like we won something because we were getting a great player that we felt like could help us win the division and then take us to wherever we're going. So imagine being the Padres in a similar situation where at the time the division wasn't a pipe dream. It was a reality.
Yeah.
And to get the best pitcher on the market, a guy who's going to Cooperstown, to put at the top of your rotation, and then hours later to find out not only is he not coming, he's going to your rival? I'm sorry. Go ask the players. They won't say it right now in August. Go ask him in November when the season's over. Go ask him. And I guarantee you guys are going to say it had an impact. So, there.
Yeah. Speaking of, the Giants and the Dodgers also 17-3 in their last 20. Think they make games in the division. Giants 16-4. Like
crazy, right?
Man. And I don't. This is one of those things.
That.
Huh?
I can't remember that happening in two divisions. It's happened in the NL West where teams gone on a ridiculous. They played 850 ball and made up a game.
Crazy, dude.
It's unreal. All right. Rhys Hoskins, unfortunately, done for the season. He's going to have abdominal surgery. So the Phillies leader in homers and RBI, we'll see it in 2022. So Hoskins' season is over. Is the Phillies season over too?
I don't think it's over. I want to give a shout out to Rhys. I was talking to him yesterday because the boys were in Philly. So I said, hey, if you see him around, go say what's up. They didn't hit BP or anything yesterday. I think they had a late day, so I don't think that happened. But I was talking to him, sent him some well wishes. He seems to be in good spirits about the whole thing.
Right.
So everybody send good vibes Rhys's way because he's one of those dudes in baseball. Awesome guy. Phillies, though. I know we talked a lot about their schedule, Chris, and it hasn't really come to fruition. That soft schedule, they get swept by the freaking Diamondbacks. Jake Snakes took them down.
Unreal.
But the schedule is still there. They're going to be beating some of these teams. They have to. Look at the schedule, who they play in the next 2 weeks. Like, they can make up some ground against Atlanta, and then they have 3 more right before the season ends against Atlanta. So if they keep it close enough, they win some of these games. Like, Atlanta's playing well, but would it be unexpected if they went on a 6-game skid?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes. Yes.
I don't.
Okay.
I think the Phillies still have a chance. Whether it's this big or this big,
That big. And here's why. Remember, the high point of their season was right around 3.5 weeks ago when they beat the Mets and they took over first place. Since then, they have gone 6-11. They are now 5.5 back of Atlanta in the division. You were talking about the Padres offense struggling. In the last 17 games, the Phillies have scored more than 4 runs 4 times. With this lineup, this many proven players, and playing in that ballpark, that's no bueno. Okay? So, I don't get it. I don't.
Man.
What's that?
They can get hot, Chris. They can get hot.
They can, but we've been waiting all season for them. They had 1-2 week stretch where they got smoking hot. That's been it. That's been it.
I'm not ready to put the nail in the coffin on the Phillies. I'm rooting for the Braves. They're my preseason team, Chris.
Yeah.
I think there's still a chance for the Phillies. So Phillies fans, get out there and support your guys. They need it.
Yeah. Well, listen to this. Our friend Ashlyn, huge Braves fan, she tweeted out yesterday, this is how shitty the